They tell you it's the compressor. They tell you it's the refrigerant. They tell you it's time for a full replacement that costs $4,000, $5,000, sometimes $8,000. But what if I told you that, in most cases, none of that is actually true? What if the real reason your cooling system is failing, overheating, or barely keeping up on hot days is one tiny mistake almost everyone makes, and almost no technician will ever mention to your face? Because here's the thing, if they fixed it for free in 30 seconds, they'd lose thousands of dollars in repair work. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what this mistake is, how to check for it in your own system right now, and how to fix it for less than the price of a fast food meal. So let's talk about the problem almost every homeowner runs into. Your AC or your car's cooling system starts working harder than it used to. Maybe the air isn't as cold. Maybe the compressor kicks on and off way more than normal. Maybe your engine temperature gauge creeps a little higher on a hot afternoon. Most people panic. They call a technician, and the technician throws out big, scary words. Low refrigerant, failing compressor, clogged condenser, and suddenly you're looking at a repair bill that makes your stomach drop. Here's the problem, though. A huge percentage of these visits end with a simple part being replaced or refrigerant being topped off, and within a few months, the exact same issue comes right back. That's not a coincidence. That's because the technician treated the symptom, not the actual cause. And the actual cause, in more cases than you'd believe, is something so basic that it feels almost embarrassing once you see it. Let me take you back a bit. Old school mechanics and HVAC guys, the ones who trained before everything became about upselling parts, used to have a saying. They'd say a cooling system doesn't fail, it suffocates. Cooling systems, whether it's the AC in your house or the radiator in your car, all work on the same basic principle. Heat needs somewhere to go. There's a coil, a set of fins, a radiator core, whatever you want to call it, and its entire job is to expose as much surface area as possible to moving air so heat can escape. That's it. That's the whole secret. And for decades, this was common knowledge. Grandpa didn't need a technician to tell him to hose off the condenser unit every spring. It was just something you did, the same way you'd check your oil or clean your gutters. But somewhere along the way, as everything got more professional and more serviced, people stopped doing basic maintenance themselves and started outsourcing every little thing to a paid visit. And that shift is exactly what created a goldmine for an entire industry built around replacing parts that didn't actually need replacing. So here's the mistake. It's airflow blockage, and specifically it's dirty or clogged coils and fins that nobody ever checks because they're not exactly in plain sight. On a home AC unit, this is your outdoor condenser coil, that metal fin wall wrapped around the outside unit. On a car, it's your radiator and AC condenser, usually stacked right behind your front grille. Over time, these fins get packed with dust, pollen, grass clippings, cottonwood fluff, bugs, you name it. And here's the key part most people miss. It doesn't need to be fully blocked to cause a problem. Even a thin, even layer of grime across those fins can cut airflow by 30, 40, even 50%. Your system doesn't just get a little less efficient at that point. It starts working 2 to 3 times harder to move the same amount of heat. That extra strain is exactly what burns out compressors early, overworks fan motors, and eventually leads to that dreaded phrase, the system needs to be replaced. Now let's get into exactly how to check this and fix it yourself, because this is where you're going to save real money. First, for a home AC unit, go outside to your condenser. That's the big metal box that sits outside your house. Turn off power to the unit at the breaker first. Safety always comes first. Take a flashlight and look through the fins from the side. If it looks like a dusty window screen instead of open metal slats, that's your problem right there. For a car, pop the hood and look at the front of your radiator and AC condenser. From the front grille opening, sometimes you'll need to remove a plastic shroud with a couple of screws, but usually you can see it just fine. Here's what you need. A regular garden hose for the AC unit, that's it. Water pressure alone, no nozzle blasting at full force because you can bend the fins, just a steady, gentle stream. Total cost, $0 if you already have a hose. For a car radiator, you'll want a can of compressed air or a low-pressure air compressor, roughly $8 to $15 if you don't already have one, and a soft brush for stubborn debris, maybe $5. Spray from the inside out on both the AC condenser and the radiator. This pushes debris the opposite direction it built up, which is way more effective than spraying from the front. Let everything dry completely before turning anything back on. Here's a mistake almost everyone makes when they finally try this. They spray with way too much pressure, thinking harder equals cleaner. Those aluminum fins are incredibly thin and delicate. Bend them flat, and you've made the airflow problem worse, not better. Gentle and repeated beats aggressive and rushed every single time. Another mistake, doing this once and assuming you're done forever. This is seasonal maintenance, not a one-time fix. Depending on where you live, every 3 to 6 months keeps this from ever becoming a real problem again. Now, why does this actually work in plain, simple terms? Heat transfer is all about surface area contact with moving air. A dirty coil is like trying to breathe through a mask packed with dust. Technically, air still gets through, but nowhere near enough. Once you clear that layer of grime away, the metal fins are exposed to full airflow again, and the system can finally do what it was designed to do without a fight. You're not fixing a broken part. You're just letting the system breathe again. So what results can you actually expect? On a home AC system, most people notice colder air within the same day, sometimes within the hour. Energy bills often drop noticeably within the next billing cycle because the compressor isn't running nearly as long to hit the same temperature. On a car, you'll usually see your temperature gauge sit lower and more stable, especially in stop-and-go traffic or on hot days, and your AC will blow noticeably colder within minutes of the engine reaching operating temperature. I've seen this compared side by side with systems that got the official expensive service, refrigerant recharge, new capacitor, the whole 9 yards, and the systems that just got a proper coil cleaning perform just as well, sometimes better, for a fraction of the cost. That's not opinion, that's just airflow and physics doing their job. Now here's a quick bonus tip that pairs perfectly with this. While you're checking your coils, also check your air filter, whether that's your home's HVAC filter or your car's cabin air filter. A dirty filter creates the exact same suffocation problem, just on the intake side instead of the exhaust side. A filter should slide out easily, and if you hold it up to a light and can't see light coming through clearly, it's done. Replace it. These run anywhere from $5 to $20 depending on size, and combined with clean coils, this 1-2 combo is honestly the closest thing to a full system tune-up you can do yourself in under an hour. So let's bring this all together. The $1,000 mistake almost nobody talks about isn't a broken compressor, it isn't old refrigerant, it's simply blocked airflow from dirty coils and fins that nobody thinks to check. Clean coils, clear filters, gentle consistent maintenance, that's the real secret behind a cooling system that lasts for years without drama. If this saved you a headache or a repair bill, do me a favor and hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and let me know in the comments if you tried this and what you found when you checked your own system. Next time, we're tackling another one of these hidden mistakes, this time about why your water heater might be running you dry on hot water way before it should. Until then, remember, the system was never broken, it just needed to breathe.